Do you know the law entitled or empowers them to call bailiff for you? I can tell you categorically that JAPA can be likened to a career. Why is that? When you travel abroad, number one, you'll be faced with the system. You need to start finding ways to navigate the system.
The first thing our special guest said was, get direction. The head of the family, Emperor, is saying, add value to yourself. With those two things, you can never be stranded anywhere.
Don't sell anything to go.
Don't sell anything to go. Power can be transient, but value sustained is perpetual. Welcome to the Happy Family Podcast. I am Tokunbo Oluede, fondly called Uncle Tokes, and on this podcast, we get to have a wonderful time learning, growing, and empowering families at several levels. Of course, we have our family members in the house and also a special guest, and we have an interesting topic that I strongly believe will revolutionize your thinking. But before we get to introduce, these amazing family members and our special guests, we will be going on a short break. And when we come back, yes, you'll get to meet with them. Enjoy. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's still the Happy Family Podcast. We still have our amazing family members in the house and our special guest. Yes, we would like you to connect with us on our social media platforms. And also, we would like you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, share, comment, and also click on the notification bell. So whenever we have, newer content, you will be notified. And also, this is made possible by Prowess Pictures Limited. Yes. Let's start with our family members before we introduce our special guest. I'll start with, the delectable lawyer right in front of me.
Okay, Oluwayemisi here this morning. And as usual, our podcast promises to be insightful, educational, and I believe eye-opening. And today's topic particularly interests me because, we are in the era of I want to run away. We really want to run. And I think today we are going to be weighing the pros and the cons, and we'll be able to check if it's really worth it on the long run. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Emperor here. Welcome everyone. We are happy, you tuned in today. As the saying goes, knowledge brings illumination, and if you are not informed, you will be deformed. So today we are discussing something interesting to give you, some information that can help you to make, intelligent decision regarding something that is very, very prominent in our society today. So stay tuned.
Thank you.
All right, guys. It's your girl right here. Good morning, wherever you are. Good day, all over the world. It's your girl, Sassy, the Sarah. And we're here again, to talk about something very important, something that will help you, make a very good decision, in life and all that. So don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
In the history of the world, there has been reasons and seasons of migration from one part of the world to the other for different reasons, either for war or for relocation or for traveling or for whatever it is. But then Papi Sam here will be reviewing this, and I'm sure that you will have clarity on the purpose to your migration or immigration, whichever word you choose to use, and why you should plan them properly. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, family members. Egyptian Queen, you didn't say anything about that. I was waiting. I was waiting for that. All right. We have an amazing personality here. He's a man of many shades and colors. But of course, Our introduction of his person is going to be tailored towards why we are here today. So we wouldn't be reading a very lengthy profile, even though he has one. And his name is Mr. Jide Kudaya, the CEO of Floss Mobile Dr. Haven, an original electronic manufacturer that specializes in the manufacturing and supply of educational tablet. Make welcome to this happy family, Mr. Jide Kudaya.
Welcome.
It's so good to have you here, sir.
So good to be here again. This is a family,
Oh, I love that.
and whatever you discuss in family is supposed to shape your life going forward. Because there's some truth you won't hear outside. You hear it clearly from your family. So we are here. We are here. We'll dissect the JAPA thing today.
Do you know what? I think you should take over the show. I think I should just chill. I can just take over.
I'll let you do your work.
All right, yeah. The amazing topic we have before us today is JAPA. And for people watching, who don't know what that term means, it's a Yoruba word. I mean, talking about Nigeria, West Africa, the Yoruba language, a Yoruba word used to describe migration. And just a few years ago, we had a great, level of migration in Nigeria. I mean, especially when COVID hit and you had lots of people just taking their leave. Of course, we had an economic, or we still have an economic downturn in the nation that led to people leaving the nation, people looking for greener pastures, people who are concerned about the welfare of their children, so on and so forth. And it's been immense. But of course, like it was shared by family members, we will learn the pros, the cons, and we will learn a whole lot. So many things to pay attention to that should, help determine how, if you want to make that decision or not. We'll be learning that in a bit. But I want to ask this question, family members, which includes our special guest. Has anyone attempted to JAPA before? Maybe in your mind or in your actions. And maybe you can chip in where you had in mind. And yes, maybe, I don't know, because you are here right now, so you haven't jackpot.
Well, I could see from Oluwayemisi's reaction.
I saw that
when
too.
you said in your mind, she
Not
could not
just
continue.
in my mind.
Okay.
Because actually, I think it got to a point that my sister had to tell me that I hope you won't land in a country that you don't want to find yourself. Because I just said, okay, let me just try this educational route. And, I started applying to schools till I got to Portugal. And in my mind, I was already in Portugal. And my sister said, wait, what do you do in Portugal, really? And I was like, oh, people survive. I'll get there and I'll survive. And she told me something. She said, see, don't just land anywhere. It's better you go to a place, at least you don't understand Portuguese. One of the problems I think we have with migration now is that at least if you must go to that country, have a basic understanding of some things. And I think that is what just made me slow down a bit. That I think that is a word of wisdom and I should not throw it away.
Wow, thanks for sharing
Otherwise, maybe
that.
I would have found myself maybe in Libya. Libya.
But for me,
Thanks
I've always
for sharing
seen this JAPA thing differently. So there was a time I took time to just go over the history of the world. And I realized that people have been migrating for years, even in large numbers, even more than the
Definitely.
numbers we're seeing now.
Definitely.
People have
will not stay
migrated in
one
huge
place.
numbers, probably because of war or looking for greener pasture or for education. In fact, I even read how a good number of Indians were going to the US to get educated. There was a season where we had lots of Ghanaians in Nigeria.
Yeah, true.
So from the history of the world, checking those things,
Uganda must go.
migration to me is really not strange. But I think the challenge now is when people now migrate for the wrong reasons, or just to feel okay because everybody's doing it, they feel pressured.
Yes.
To say, okay, because everybody's going to let me to go, just go and but for me, I would say it normally to my wife: find purpose in traveling.
Yes,
find purpose in going to a country. Why are you actually going? And then when you're even traveling, plan your trips. I've seen where people didn't plan properly, and then they did, like we're sharing before now that they will not go, they will not come back, they'll not be there, or something happened, they come back. Different reasons though. But I just wanted to establish the point that it's nothing strange. It's been there, but then doing it properly is very essential. And now that Nigerians are now embracing it, and you know how we overdo things now. It is in this climb. So for me, I feel that foundation should be there.
Properly laid. All
And
right.
of course, I know that traveling is a form of education when you learn a lot of things, meet a lot of people, see different parts of the world. I mean, I still have the plan that before I shall go back to God, I shall visit everywhere that God created and everybody that God has created. So that when I get to Him, I say, God, I've been everywhere. So I have a complete view. So I can give you good reports.
All right.
Let's look at it in this other aspect. I've seen people migrate illegally through the sea.
That's the problem. Yeah.
I don't know how they
Through
do it.
the
Through
deserts.
the deserts.
You're not dying.
And most of them end up dying right there before they even get to their destination and all that. I know I was watching, I don't know where I was it on YouTube or somewhere? I know I was watching one time like that. I don't know whether it was a boat or a ship or whatever, container, I don't know. You just see people inside a container. I don't know how they survive inside a container. They are migrating, they are going somewhere. I'm like, I want to JAPA. Should I go through a container because I want to? I'm desperate.
Desperation.
Yes.
You've said it.
Yes, I want to
Sassy.
JAPA. Wait though, because I want to JAPA too.
Okay, that's what I was. Okay, I
we're
wanted
in the
to
same
ask.
group.
That's what I wanted to ask. I was not
Just
getting
getting
There's always been
I
in
was
my
not
mind.
okay.
But going through that route and all that, you enter a ship, you enter a boat, you enter a container because you want to JAPA, and you hide.
aeroplane.
Yes, and you hide and all that. And the end of the day, you don't end up getting it. I want to JAPA, but I think it should be the right way. People should learn the right way to JAPA and all
You
that.
thought about it, right?
Yes,
You
I am.
considered. Okay.
So actually, I think what Sassy just described is not JAPA. So from time immemorial, we have always had people. Let's take Nigeria for example. Not just in Nigeria, other countries, citizens also do it. You know, there is between Libya and some part of Africa, and Europe, there is the Mediterranean Sea. So you can actually travel to one of those. One of the African countries like Arab, Libya, Morocco, and so on.
Somalia.
Then you go,
Morocco, sorry,
you
Morocco,
connect,
rather.
you connect through the sea, which is a very risky adventure. As at 2015, between 2014 and 2015, about 1,200 people died. They are not necessarily Nigerians, other nationalities as well. About 1,200 people died in the Mediterranean Sea within 1 year. So that one has been, in fact, those people indulging in human trafficking from Africa to Europe, they go through this route. Yes. But let me tell you this. So this particular thing, the trafficking and traveling through the desert, we are going to have a different discussion on that. Yeah. So, but for today, we will focus on the JAPA. And the JAPA thing started a few years ago. And what's special about it is that some countries made some immigration decisions that propelled, third world countries, that made their country attractive for citizens of third world countries. So I give you an instance. When I got married, my best man, the same year, relocated, to the United Kingdom just for study purposes. When he finished studying, the post-study opportunity that he had was for a few months. Yes. As a result of that, he came back to Nigeria before going to another country for his doctorate studies. So at that time, JAPA was not a thing. It's either you graduate and you are fortunate to get a good job or you return to your country. What then happened was that a few years ago, this decision was made to make it easy, give you 2 years post-study visa. And people said, wow, even if I don't have any other opportunity, if it is just the 2 years, I can make something happen within the 2 years. So, but eventually, what we fail to realize is that the people making the policies and changing the policies are not foolish.
Yeah.
In the Yoruba language, people will say, "Oyinbo go, Oyinbo go." The people making the decision are not fools.
Okay.
So there was a reason why they said, we just give you 6 months. Find a job within 6 months or get out of our country. And there's another reason why they say, we give you 2 years. First, we need to, when you are jackpying, like we have established, you need to know something about the country where you are going. You need to do your research. That is the beginning. Why is this country making the policy of changing why did they change their visa policy this time? So I give us some instances. Like now, UK, there's 2-year post-study visa, but one of the things that happened was that they used it to get funding. They were having economic issues themselves, so they needed there was funding issues for their universities, and they used us to finance their university. So you are looking for greener pasture, but they need your money.
Yes, of course.
They need your
Most of the
You
countries
know that
that
song
they
that
make
said-
schooling
pockets.
easy for foreigners.
Yeah.
They actually need the money.
And
They need
you
the money.
now see the post-study visa. So Nigerians then think, we can make a smart move on these people. People will even sell their houses or their uncompleted building and all of that. And husband, wife, and children will relocate. So when you then go, after your visa expires, you need to do post-study visa. And the post-study visa is not cheap.
That's for the UK.
For the UK, for
the UK.
example, it's about £3,000, I don't know, for one person. So by the time the husband and the wife, they have to look for £6,000. They have not even saved £2,000. Some have not finished paying the loans, and all of that. So that makes, I'm just saying this to establish the fact that it's a very important conversation. Yeah. We need to know more before we go into it. I think
so. I think that's a background view to JAPA, a background view. Okay, we'd love to hear from our guests. Before we do, Papi-san talked about Ghanaians migrating to Nigeria, and I remember speaking with a Ghanaian driver, Uber driver, and I was in Ghana some years ago, and he said in the 70s. When a Ghanaian comes back home, a Ghanaian who came back home from Nigeria and another Ghanaian who came back home from the United Kingdom. So when they come back home, they said they place more honor on the Nigerian who came back the Ghanaian who came back from Nigeria above the one who came back from the United Kingdom. That's what he said.
Yeah, that would have been maybe not necessarily above, but then they can respect them equally.
He said the respect was high.
It was even in the early 80s. What happened was that there was a military takeover. There was a military takeover in Ghana, and people had to run for political asylum, and some ran for economic reasons, because until 1986. Our currency was more valuable than the US dollar, and you can compare it to it was like £2 to 1, 2 naira to £1. No, to £1.
No, it was 1 naira to £1, then 1 naira to $2. Yes.
Yes, but pounds and naira, were they equal?
They were equal. 1 naira to £1 and 1 naira to $2. Yes.
Okay. All right. We can confirm that. I used to have a different information. Okay. Yeah. So then it was actually like 60 something kobo to $1. So you can imagine that even if a Ghanaian, an educated person in Ghana, came to Nigeria and worked like a shoemaker, you have some thousands of naira. What you are taking to Ghana is a lot of money. And that's what is happening now. That we are willing to go anywhere do any kind of job and come back. Well, maybe, but because Jackpa does not even give you the opportunity to come back. Because when you say you are Jackpaing, that means you don't have any
I know
plan.
we already have jackpada now. We already have jackpadas now.
Yeah.
There's a phrase called jackpada. Like, of course, jackpada. Like people who just went there and realized it's not the way I thought it would be, and they said, "No, I can't cope at all." But let's
let's
we'll love to hear from our guests.
Maybe our guests should help us to look at what are the benefits or the and the issues here.
I've really enjoyed the speakings from everyone. It's a very interesting topic, as we have said. But I think first and foremost, we all as human beings are created for a purpose. Now, if you don't find your purpose, you will run for everything that looks like a purpose. Have we asked, you want to Jackpa, have you asked the governing spirit of your life, the Holy Spirit, am I supposed to be there or am I supposed to be here? You find out that some people travel abroad only to find out later on in life that their success is tied to the very place where they left. Now, if you see cases in the Bible, you have God telling Abraham, leave your mother and your father, your family, move to a distance. The same God told Isaac, don't move, so remain there. So you need to ask him, should I go? Get confirmation from him. And where should I go? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I found that what we found out this day is probably because of post-COVID. And in all fairness, you can't blame a lot of people. There's insecurity in the land. There's so many things in the land. But you need to ask for directions from God. Right? That's number one. Personally, I believe not everybody needs to Jackpa. If you look at numbers in Nigeria alone, right? We are looking at, I think the last time they did the census was about 200 million. I stand to be correct.
No census, but we know they say we are over 200 million.
We are over 200.
There has not been any serious census since 1991.
We are still growing.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I always tell people around me that always say, oh, there's no opportunity here, there's no opportunity here, right? I give them a simple illustration. Bring out a product that costs just 500 naira, right? And let it be a product that households can use 2 times in a month. So in your house, you're using my product 2 times in a month. That's 1,000 naira from you. I just need to target 1 million households to use my product 2 times a month. That's 1 billion.
Every month.
That's the CEO speaking.
I can tell you categorically that you will not get that money outside this country.
Never.
You will not. You will not. Because the people you are going to meet, the country you're going to meet, or the people in that country, they already occupy that position. It's like saying you want to go and start up a shopping mall in the United Kingdom. Where are you going to leave Tesco's? Walmart. Do you understand the big names? Where do you want to start from? What approval will they give you with your skin color? Do you understand what I'm saying? So there are so many things at play. Now, I always advise people as well. If you must Jackpa, you need to, like you have said, rightly said, sir, you need to study the environment you are going to. What solution am I taking along with me that will earn me money there?
And every person does not even understand that you have to have a value that you want to offer.
Yes.
I have this friend, senior brother friend, that keeps on making this statement. He said, a lizard in Nigeria cannot become an alligator in America.
True.
No, that's true.
Very true.
That is true.
Very true.
It is what you have that you can take along.
Because I see people say, oh, I want to travel abroad. So I ask them, okay, wow, it's a good thing. I'm happy for you. So what do you want to go and do? Hey, I'll just get a job. You will just get a job. Do you know the jackpot thing? In a way, it's a reverse psychology on slavery. Right? At the initial time, they brought boats, ships to force people to go. Now they need you learned before you come in that slavery line. Bring your certificates to us. This is what Canada is doing for us and the rest of them. Even India. You go to Indian embassy, you see the long queue, right? Bring your certificates down so that we will know that you are a learned slave.
Well, they are not even likely to recognize that certificate except you have something extra
You-
to show.
You have read how many years in medical school here? Probably about
7
7
years.
plus
7
housemanship.
years.
You go to a
6-7
Canada,
years.
you go to United Kingdom, you go to all these countries, you cannot practice.
You have to retake the exam.
Do you know the amount of Nigerians that are not practicing and they were doing extremely well here before they went? Right? We have people changing, let's say a doctor now. If I know somebody doing extremely well here. He went there. The next thing is Uber. He had to do Uber to survive.
Okay, so you're saying for a nurse, for example, somebody that wants to relocate, a nurse,
Yes.
you're saying they can't. I don't.
You have to
You
write
have
the
to go and
exam.
write exam.
You don't just get there
Yes.
and start practicing.
Yeah.
You write
This
exam.
I know firsthand
Mm.
because my sister has gone through this process.
Mm.
It took her years. You know, there was a time when they would even hire you and pay for the exam.
Mm.
But my sister, she's a registered nurse in Nigeria, and she graduated from Babcock University. So she did bachelor's of nursing. So a well-trained nurse with many years of experience in her 30s. And this young woman had to sit for IELTS.
Mm.
Trust a sharp Nigerian girl. She even had 8.5
Silly.
in IELTS.
So that's a brilliant person.
Thank you very much. And she had 4 point something, you know, narrowly missed first class in her first degree. And she had to write the exams. She paid and she wrote one, you know, the first stage from Nigeria. The final stage, she had to travel to the United Kingdom to write it. Even after passing the exam, she had to wait and apply and apply and apply. It's very depressing before she was able to
Very
eventually
depressing.
secure it.
Yes.
And your experience will not be recognized.
Yeah.
So you are starting, you know, from the beginning of that career as a nurse over there, even if you are putting 10 years, you know, formally in Nigeria. Exactly.
So part of the things I see, people go there and spend 10 years, 20 years. So I asked them a question. What have you been able to achieve in this place? I have 2 mortgages I'm paying and all that. Please, how long ago have you started paying this thing for? Oh, yeah, upwards of 15 years, upwards of 17 years. So you are indebted to somebody for 15 years, and every month you have to pay this person. That's mind-boggling for me. That is mind-boggling for me. So for every month, I will get scared because if my money is not complete, let me give you an idea.
Lose that property.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
You could lose
Let me
it.
give you an idea of the system there. They give you a mortgage, you start paying the mortgage. For some reason or the other, God forbid, there's a sickness involved, you cannot go to work again. They send you first letter, they send you second letter. The third letter, like in the United Kingdom, is a red letter. And they paste it through your letterbox. So every time, ask the people living in the United Kingdom, every time your letterbox opens and closes, probably around 10-ish, 10 o'clock, because that's when they drop the letters. When your letterbox open and close, your ear and your body is like, what have they brought again now? Right?
No rest of mind.
No rest of mind. Then you need to understand that the country you're going to, however beautiful it is built on taxes.
Yes.
They'll milk you out. The saying goes, the money that you make in England stays in
In
England.
England.
Do you understand? So it's like somebody telling you, oh, do you know I got here and I'm making £4,000 per month. You in your Nigerian sense, you quickly calculate 4,000. Who is making a lot of money? I want to go by all means. Now that 4,000, I give you an example. I was working in a company called Tate and Lyle Sugar Refinery in the UK. They paid £2,000 per month as at that time. Before that £2,000 get to my account, they have removed NIS deduction. They have removed this deduction. So when it gets to my account, I think I should be having, out of £2,000, I should be having 1,800 and something.
That was good.
Now, when you finish that, then you will now think of house rent, which is monthly.
Monthly.
Nigerians are enjoying. We are really enjoying. You pay for
Yeah.
1 year rent, they don't disturb it to
I
the
think
next year.
Nigeria, they wanted to bring up that law of monthly
The
house rent and all
people
that.
fought.
Yeah.
People
In
fought.
Lagos, right?
But
Yeah.
I don't think it's an issue because the rents are not exorbitant.
Yes.
At times you see a house, what they used to construct the
Maybe
house. and
150,000.
everything. So why are we
400,000
paying? It's
naira.
too expensive.
Yes.
Many
You
of
are
those
talking about
houses
the houses
over
over
there,
there.
yeah,
Over
they're
there.
overpriced.
Overpriced.
They are
So what
overpriced.
you are paying a month it should be enough for 1 year
Yes.
normally, but
Yes.
you have to pay that every month.
Every month, that money needs to come out of your account. So let me give you an example. After that rent comes out, right? Then you now think of council tax, like in the United Kingdom. You think of car insurance, compulsory. You think of all these things. The one that gets me the most, you think of TV licensing. Do you know what TV licensing means?
Every month.
Yes,
Yes.
that means that I bought my TV cash down, right? I'm paying for my Sky, equivalent to DSTV here, monthly. But the fact that you are watching your TV and there's BBC on your TV, which is in every TV, you must pay TV licensing. Now, guess the one that got me the most. Somebody was taken to court. Why was he taken to court? He doesn't have a TV in his house, but he was receiving TV signal on the laptop because they have this USB dongle that you
Yeah.
can use. So they now brought a system, handheld, and they were talking to the lady from upstairs. You have to pay TV license. Let's see, I don't have TV in my house. They said, but TV signal entered this house. The lady said TV signal did not enter, thinking that, oh, well, she doesn't have a TV, she can quickly fall down a laptop. They now told her, you access your TV from a Toshiba laptop and this and that. I was like, oh my days, please. Oh my days, what is going on? You might as well come and live with me in the house so that you can monitor properly what I have and what I don't have. So this is the system. People think about JAPA. For some people, they have gotten it right because they did their homework. They asked God for direction.
Okay, I was going to mention that. That was the first thing you mentioned.
Yes.
Direction.
They asked God for direction, and when they went there, or before they went there, they found handwork. Ladies are traveling abroad. You don't know how to make hair. You don't know how to cook food for people to sell. You don't know how to do all this handwork. And you expect the bill not to overwhelm you, you are lying. Because your job alone will not do it. Your job alone will not do it.
I think the job is created in a way to keep people in a particular cycle, the rat race,
Yes.
where it's just a race
Yes.
over the years.
So,
Yes.
how did you say that in some moments back? You said if you are an elephant somewhere, can you say it again?
Yeah, okay.
I kept on saying if you are a lizard in
If you're a
Nigeria, you
lizard-
cannot become an alligator in America.
You can-
If you're a lizard in Nigeria, you cannot become an alligator.
Yeah.
So for some people, their salary can do it.
Yes.
It's not just about the handwork because there's also something about
the
the
salaries over there.
yes, their salaries
Okay.
over there.
All right.
You know, so it all depends on you need to know how to add value. Human beings, money follows values. In Nigeria, we have the attitude of saying, oh, they pay somebody 150,000, they pay someone a million naira. You are not asking yourself the actual value you are adding.
Adding, yes.
If you can add value, whether you find yourself in Nigeria or you find yourself in Puerto Rico or you find yourself in the United Kingdom, you will add value wherever you are.
Yeah.
You will find what is going on there and you will plug in and add value. The ability to add value has to do with your attitude, your aptitude, and your dedication to work.
Let me ask that your aptitude. I don't know. Is that correct?
So maybe.
So one of the major reasons why I said you must find hard work is a Nigerian system is lenient on you.
Very lenient.
Oh no,
People don't know.
honestly,
Over there.
yeah.
People don't know
We
that.
Very
play here.
lenient.
We play,
Right?
Hey,
Very lenient.
if you like playing, you should stay in Nigeria.
Why I'm saying so is that you lose your job, you still have a way of cushioning the effect, right? Over there, you lose your job, you'll be faced with the harsh reality of life. Your bills will overwhelm you. So if you have all these other little things coming in, right, you can use it to cushion the effect at the time when you are still looking for something. But you lose your job, you don't have any source of income. You will enjoy the tax.
I had a cousin. I had a cousin in the UK for a while. She started, so she just made food that day. Then some of the friends came around to eat, and one of them said, "Oh, you cook well. How can I buy this, regularly?" Although she works in a bank there, she started doing that, and then it got to a point where she just realized that she makes more from the food than what she earned at the bank, and the bank is stressful, different things. She just left the banking job, and she faced that. After a while, the husband to now felt, from this our food team, I'm making a lot of
Okay, is this Tommy's kitchen?
money here. No,
Oh,
they just cook from them. Then from there again, the husband joined the business, my first cousin, and they are doing good.
because why I'm saying is this Tommy's kitchen is that the story is almost the same thing as Tommy's kitchen. The husband was working, doing well, right? Over there. The woman also, she went into cooking for people. And then the next thing, they gave it a name, got a location, Tommy's Kitchen. Now, if I'm not mistaken, around the United Kingdom, they will have nothing less than 50 outlets.
Wow.
Around the United Kingdom. That big, Tommy's Kitchen. There's nobody that doesn't know them. So what they now did is, that's why I said you must have a plan for everything. When they have gotten the name, the franchises that came, they told them, okay, well, you can set up your place, but the food has to come from us.
To keep standards,
So that you won't have a replica of what happened with some names in this place. Let me not mention the name.
So, Mr. Kudaya, I think
Yes,
there
sir.
is something that is missing in that story.
Yes, sir.
So you don't just start cooking,
Hmm.
open a shop, get a name,
Yes.
and understand that you can sell franchise
Yes.
and understand quality assurance.
Yes.
Those things don't happen automatic.
No, it doesn't.
Exactly.
It doesn't.
So
Yes.
there's a
A
place
lizard
of
can
knowledge.
do
Yes.
that here.
That's
There's
why I
a
said
place of
planning.
knowledge.
Planning.
Absolutely.
You must
Absolutely.
plan. There,
One of them has entrepreneurship skills.
I think the
Not
lady,
just the skills,
woman.
the training. Someone knows the meaning of franchise. Someone knows how to run
Expand,
a franchise.
yes.
Otherwise, you don't wake up from your dreams and
just jump into it.
No,
That's why I said
exactly.
you must plan. When you are living, have a vision for what you are going to do. Right? Have a
You just came to this world to eat. Then.
well, that's a
Just
fact.
go and
That's
eat
a fact.
and eat
So,
and eat all day.
What will you
sorry,
eat
Papi
now?
Sam.
I know you keep
What
on
will
eating
you
your
eat
burger
in
when
the
you're
UK?
tired. You
Then-
eat your burger and your sausages.
You need
and
money
all.
to buy burger. If
Then
you
I
don't-
always say this. I think the mentality in Nigeria, or for a lot of people, is that we are a consumer only. We have a consumer only orientation. The mentality. Now there's a Chinese man that came, and he was going to Ekpe. When he went on a boat to Ekpe, they now wanted to move him from one place to the other side of the river. So you know these leaves that are on the yes. Yes, they started pushing it away. So the Chinese man said, no.
That is a special
Wait.
delicacy.
You're doing it wrong.
Okay.
This leaf can be converted through a process and you generate electricity from it. This is something they push away. They just nonsense. Do you understand what I'm saying? Prepare well Do your research. Right? What problem do you want to solve? Read along that line. If you have a better opportunity out there, like for instance, now, I know people get funding here for startups, right? But I've found out that there are some fundings that you can't get here, i.e., crowdfunding for your business if you want to start up. Nigeria, we have a not so good reputation. So they have chosen the countries that can be beneficiaries of that,
Beneficiaries.
right? So it's not like maybe JAPA is entirely wrong, right? Because there are people that go there, have a vision, have planning, leverage on the resources there, and boom. Right?
What does it cost to JAPA today?
Oh, so JAPA today, if you are doing JAPA with, like, say, your family, maybe a family of 4, for
Especially-
example.
Let's start with
especially
one
through the
person.
study route.
One person.
Me and myself alone.
So I will use a United Kingdom, for instance. Except you are going through healthcare, which they have obviously banned. You can't bring family and all that. Except you are going through healthcare, you should be looking at nothing less than a 15 million naira. Why?
One person.
Why is that? Aside the small things like flight tickets and all that, if you are going as a student, as at the time I was studying far back as 2005, my school fees was 8,400 pounds.
Hey, bro, you aren't current no more. I mean, school fees now in this
It's
era
ridiculous.
of JAPA is from 15,000
He said
pounds.
2005. He said
Yeah, that's what I'm
2005.
saying. So that we won't even talk 15 million because if your school fees is already 15,000 pounds,
Pound.
Yeah,
that's close
Over
to 30
30.
million. You have 30
Already.
million already on school fees.
already
30
on
million,
school fees.
over 30 million on school fees.
Then when you get there,
Sorry, is it for the whole?
no.
I think that's for.
If you are
what
doing
should I
It's
say?
talking about school fees,
the
School fees.
only.
And that's what
Like,
I
that would be
said.
for
Like for your
master's-
whole
for a
stay in the
master's degree.
university.
right?
Yes,
Is that for a
your
master's
study,
degree, sir?
For your 1 year
for your 1 year
Oh,
masters.
So
no feeding,
She-
no
she has mastered
accommodation.
all the degree.
So
Yeah.
so if your masters is 2 years, you get the point,
it's more.
right? Then you have not talked about feeding. You have not talked about your
Monthly
accommodation
monthly rent.
right? Monthly rent. Then this issue of after that they are going to give you post study work. Oh, sir. Permit me to say that's the greatest scam ever. You know why? That same post study work, we did studies. We were a lot of us at that time. We finished studying. We went for post study work. They gave us post study work. 3 months to us completing the post study work and collecting and applying for our ILR, indefinite leave to remain. They changed government.